What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good, everybody? Let's get into this. This has become a situation that has gotten way further than it needed to. Dillon Brooks has been arrested for suspicion of a DUI, and that's a sad thing, a sad sight to see. You don't want to wish that on any human being. Um, let's take a look.
The Suns have had so many setbacks this year with injuries, but now another setback, but this one was self-inflicted.
Yeah, and really this team has been able to keep its nose clean off the court, but Phoenix Suns star Dillon Brooks was arrested early this morning in Scottsdale for suspicion of DUI. According to Scottsdale police, Brooks is not suspected of being drunk. Police believe he was under the influence of marijuana, and results of a blood test are still pending. This is body cam footage just provided into our newsroom by Scottsdale PD. Brooks was stopped on Scottsdale Road south of Thunderbird Road for a traffic violation around 1 this morning. After an investigation and the smell of marijuana on Brooks's person, he was arrested for DUI. The 30-year-old was taken to Scottsdale City Jail and released after booking around 3:30. Brooks denies that he was high at the time that he had marijuana under his possession, but no word on any possible charges have yet been made public. That'll be up to the city prosecutor. The Suns telling 12 Sports in a statement, quote, "We are aware of the situation involving Dillon Brooks and are gathering more information. We have no further comment at this time." Head coach Jordan Knott is on the podium as we speak ahead of their game against the Pelicans tonight. Brooks has been sidelined with a broken hand since late February. The Suns are hoping to get him back healthy in time for the playoffs. For a standard DUI conviction, 2 or 3 game suspensions have been the consistent punishment enforced by the NBA. And we'll hear more from Coach Ott coming up on 12 News at 6.
Now,
Was arrested early this.
Here's the problem that we have in front of us. Dillon Brooks has been one of the key staples of the Phoenix Suns defense. Without him there, you see how the team looks. They're scrappy. They're not as locked in. Wherever he's went, the defensive energy of the team was picked up tremendously. These are the type of players you need on your floor to implement the plans that you want to push out. So now, because they smell weed, he's got a broken left hand and he's been out for a while. They was looking to get him back sometime this month. But now we don't know what Silver Slipper might do for a suspension because it's marijuana. He might miss a game or two. I don't know what they're going to do as to that end. LeBron behind this bullshit. I mean, it might be, but there's a more alarming subject that matter that's at stake. You've seen more and more professional athletes be arrested throughout the years this has happened. This is not like something that just happened. It's been going on for like 20 plus years. Like, dog, they've been doing this to professional athletes for the past 20 plus years, dog.
All right, Dillon, what I want to do is make sure you're okay to drive. All right, so I'm gonna have you take a step out for me. Okay.
This is the arrest video.
Yep.
Because of 6.
Failed to maintain your lane to 6 different times, yeah.
All right.
And then to be honest with you, it smells like a dispensary in your car. So when was the last time you smoked marijuana?
I just smoked it like 6 months.
So no marijuana in 6 months. Do you have marijuana in the car? Is that why it smells that way?
No marijuana.
All right. Do you have any recent head, neck, or eye injuries?
No, just a hand.
Just a hand. Currently wearing contacts? They're supposed to be wearing contacts to drive. All right. Can you do me a favor? Stick out your tongue. All right. Do me a favor. Stand right where my light is. And turn to face me. Put your feet together. Arms down to your side, okay? All I'm going to do is move my pen side to side. What I want you to do is follow the clicky part of my pen with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? Do you have any questions? All right. We're almost done. All right, next time we'll go straight up. Once more. All right. Next, what I'm going to have you do when I instruct you to, I'm going to have you close your eyes and tilt your head back. Okay. At which point I'll say begin. When I say begin, what I want you to do is count 30 seconds in your head. Okay. When you've counted 30 seconds, what I want you to do is open your eyes, tilt your head forward, and tell me to stop.
Tell you to stop.
Did he say he didn't smoke for months?
When you count 30 seconds, yeah. All right. Any questions? I'll go close your eyes and begin.
I'll tell you what brought all this around. It's real simple. All of it is real simple.
Stop.
All right. How'd you get to that number? How'd you count? 1 Mississippi, 1 1,000, or just 1, 2?
Just 1, 2, 3.
Okay. You said you had a hand injury.
Yeah.
Any injuries with your hips, knees, ankles, feet? Anything affect your walking, turning, balancing?
No.
All right. What I'll have you do is you can stand right where you are. Actually, come up this way a little bit. Stand right where my light is. Feet together, arms down to your side. And look face that way. What I want you to do is imagine a straight line from where your feet are going straight out. Okay? Once you have that line in your head, go and put your left foot on the line. Put your right foot directly in front of it. And stand just like this with your arms down to your side until I tell you otherwise, okay? Go ahead. Right foot in front of left. But we're not going to be walking yet. All I want you to do is stand in this position.
Right over left?
Right in front of left. From here, I'll explain the test to you, then I'll demonstrate it, and then I'll have you do it, okay? From here, you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps down that imaginary line. Once you reach your 9th step or your lead step, you're going to leave your lead foot planted, taking a series of small, short steps around to take 9 heel-to-toe steps back down the line. While doing so, your arms will remain down at your side. You're going to count each step out loud, and you look down at your feet. Do you have any questions? All right. So I'm standing just like you are, correct? All right. Test will look like this. 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth until 9. This is your lead step. Leave it planted. Small, short steps around. Take 9 heel-to-toe steps back down. 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth until 9, okay? Remember, keep your arms down at your side. No, what? You're going to be walking forwards. Forwards, make a turn and walk forward. Keep your arms down your side, count each step out loud, and look down at your feet. And once you start, do not stop. If you have any questions, you can begin. Just like I demonstrated. At any point during my demonstration or instructions did I say walk backwards or walk backwards myself? All right, you can relax, okay? All right, go ahead to face me. One more thing. Go ahead, feet together, arms down to your side. When I instruct you to, you're going to raise either foot of your choice 6 inches off the ground, okay?
6 inches.
All right. While doing so, you'll be looking down at your raised foot, counting out loud 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, so on and so forth until I tell you to stop. Okay, your arms are remain down at your side. Your legs are going to remain straight. And once you start, don't stop until I tell you to
He wasn't
stop,
arrested
okay?
for alcohol.
Any
He
questions?
was arrested for suspicion of marijuana. So he got a DUI for marijuana.
Whichever foot you want.
Suspicion of marijuana.
All right, if you have any questions, you can begin whenever you're ready.
He told him it was months since he smoked marijuana.
Make sure to count out loud. You're counting until I tell you to stop. All right, you can relax. So no alcohol in 6 months, you said?
Yes.
All right,
And I'm getting breathalyzed.
correct. All right, do me a favor, wrap your lips around that blow till you're beep. All right. So why are you lying about how much marijuana you've consumed in the last 6 months? You've definitely consumed marijuana tonight.
You're telling me I did. I told you I did. It's
Okay.
the third time you asked me.
All right. But stand just like you are, place your hands behind your back.
Oh,
You're going to be placed under arrest tonight for the suspicion of driving under the influence. What's wrong with your hand?
I had surgery on it.
Where? Where on your hand? Because I'm about to handcuff your
On
wrist.
my knuckle.
All
Do
right.
I need to be handcuffed?
Yeah, you're under arrest.
1013, 10-9.
So what indicated me that I'm going to be
Everything. It's a totality of the circumstances.
10-4, 133 hours.
You said you had surgery on your knuckle, right?
Yeah.
All right. Handcuff in front. I'm going to handcuff you in front so you don't have to sit on your hand that you had surgery on.
Can I have somebody pick up my car?
A car's going to be towed.
You'll get all the paperwork to get it back.
And then, Dylan, you're going to be with me for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, okay? There's no cost to get out of jail. Okay. I will be asking for 2 samples of blood. There'll be consequences for.
2 samples of blood.
Correct.
Why am I doing 2 samples of blood?
I'll be
Can
requesting.
I have a call, please?
Absolutely.
Like, what?
All right, we're going to head this way, okay?
Can I call somebody, please?
Yeah, once we arrive at the jail.
You want no blood, please.
Okay.
What is that? Can I grab my key? Like, what's
I'll
my
grab
car
everything
doing?
for you. Head to this side.
That's wild. They want his blood. They come in and start telling you right off the bat, we want your blood. The police taking blood. I'm like, I'll be like, wait, I need a phone call. I've been just like that too. Hey, wait a minute now. Now, when I've seen people who were white get pulled over, you know what they did? They allowed them to go get their vehicle. It was allowed. Like, go back and get your car. I'm serious. They were like, go back and get your car. The stakes were high. And whenever you get in a situation where the stakes are high, that's where you see people do their most devious. Yeah, well, that's the way it's going to go. Now, this is what I mean. Like, there's been so many people that's been over-policed, different scenarios.
Do me a favor, face the 911. All right, spread your feet. Anything on your stick, cut, or poke me?
No.
All right, we are going to go into the jail to controlled facilities. If
What did I blow?
you blew zeros, which I anticipated.
What is warranting right now? Yeah.
What is warranting you to be going to jail?
Yes.
Your driving behavior, your performance on the steering field.
Behavior, I'm driving behind somebody.
Okay.
Yo, can I call somebody, please?
Absolutely. Once we arrive at the jail.
Why can I call right now so you know where exactly to come right when I get there?
Because you're not entitled to meet anyone inside our jail.
I'm not meeting anybody inside. You can stand outside.
Okay.
While he talks to you guys.
I don't need to talk to anyone else. There's no one else I need to talk to besides you. All right. Anything else on you? Shoes, socks, underwear. You bring anything? Do you have anything in your shoes, socks, or underwear?
I have it all on me. I'm wearing it.
Okay. So
This is his car, bro.
They love to lock up black athletes or people of color in Arizona. From Charles Barkley, who they love. Barkley, he was over there laughing and joking with the police. They love that until long as they get to lock you up. See, that's the key factor. Yeah, as long as they get to lock you up, they cool. They just want that perp walk. But when Vince McMahon had his car accident, this dude went 100 miles an hour into somebody. They were, oh, we know who you are, sir. They got the big SUV out for him. Oh, we know who you are, sir. We're sorry. Yeah, you know, they almost apologizing. They pulling the man over. But this has been a growing trend, and they seem to pay attention to it. Like if you see here, like who could forget former NBA star Gilbert Arenas and all his litany of arrests throughout his years. Arrest, 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 arrest. He was arrested so many times. I don't know. Maybe he was innocent on some of it, but right now he's been arrested for an alleged illegal gambling operation that he's going to trial for in court for now. He's dealing with that case right now. So once again, these scenarios been going on though for years with his behavior. You know, he's going through treatment right now, you know, having mental treatment and going through therapy, and I think he needs it. So, you know, congratulations to him, you know, for finally realizing that there's something wrong with him. So on Thursdays, you know, he go to therapy. Hopefully that's not just for, you know, court to try to get out of a case. You know, I just hope he finds his way. And this Dillon Brooks thing is a reflection because this person here was almost like the poster boy for getting arrested. So when you see yourself as the poster child for getting arrested, there goes sponsorships, there goes everything that's aligned out there. You know, we hope, you know, Gilbert Arenas gets the help he needs. We hope Dillon Brooks is innocent of all of this because he said, what did I blow? And the guy said, you blew zeros. So Dillon Brooks had no liquor in his system at all. The man blew zeros. So he's like, how am I being arrested? If I blew zeros, you said I failed all the other tests. How did I fail them? And then you all of a sudden you just say, well, I smell a scent. Smells like marijuana. So it smells like Teen Spirit. So I want to arrest you just because of the smell. Boy, if I get arrested for marijuana, it's gonna be metrotons. That's the only way I'm getting arrested for some marijuana. It'd be like it was about 4-5 metrotons, and I'd be like, yeah, that would be me. That's the only way I would be involved in some doggone marijuana. It's gonna be massive scale of shipping it somewhere else. Ain't no damn way I'm gonna be sitting there dealing with marijuana on some smoking it. We don't know. I hope the best for him. I really hope he get the help he needs and realize that he was sick. He's sick in the head, and sick people find sick people. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he's able to get the help that he needs and move forward with his life and, progress. But sick people do sick things, and they seem to find other sick people to be sick with. So you got to understand that when you have that mentality, it becomes dangerous. Yeah, so him going through therapy is a great thing. So this could probably help him get reduced time or something if he has to, get sentenced. That means Gilbert Arenas. We're pulling for the guy not to have to go to jail, but maybe some people need jail to turn him around. Maybe this is what he needs to turn himself around. When you saw him get out of jail and he started walking down the stairs like Rocky, like come and fly now and some doggone flip-flops with his arms up in the air like he won something, I knew that there was a problem. I said, this guy doesn't understand, or he just doesn't take things seriously. It just doesn't process in his head the seriousness of what he's dealing with. He just thinks everything's a joke. So unfortunately, the federal government, that's going to irate them even more to not want to settle with you, not want to get through your case. I've seen instances where they let other people drive them home. You see what I'm saying? They let other people drive other people home. They say, hey, you know what? He's good to go. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Can someone come get your car? They normally say, is somebody there that can get your car? Now he's saying, oh, we gotta tow it. Yeah, that's crazy. Man, ask anybody in the game. They'll tell you. They can tell you better than they show you. NBA players now are definitely Oh yeah. No, 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 no. Y'all underestimate Dillon Brooks as a player. A lot of people do because he gets into it. He challenged people. He was what was bringing the excitement back to the game. The Memphis Grizzlies is what brought all the YNs back to basketball. They weren't really watching basketball like that. They were watching the Grizzlies. Ja Morant doing the gritty and all this stuff. So they were bringing the young folks into the game. Their celebrations, when they come out, they dances coming down the hall. And they only had that for one season. And the NBA shut it down. That's how I knew right then and there what was happening. And that the NBA was headed for doom. I'm like, y'all headed for doom because y'all hustling backwards. You hustling backwards. He said, Gilbert learned his lesson. He's not going to rent his mansion out for illegal poker games anymore. Who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows, man? That dude he's something else, man. I mean, something else. No, I don't. I have no clue as to why, why these athletes feel that they have to, but I believe it's a culture they're around because everybody else is doing the same thing. So if you're surrounded by people that's doing the same thing, then No, I think Dillon Brooks takes it a lot more serious than Gil. I wouldn't put them in the same category. No, that's what Gil would do. He sits on the side of the road. He just don't think anything's a big deal. Now, were they screwing with him? Probably. Law enforcement are going to screw with you if they know that you're a person that is a repeat offender, or you might say something and do something that they can get a big arrest on, or the team could set you up. Here's my thing. I believe the Orlando Magic set up Gilbert Arenas. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't know if I ever said that to anybody else, but I believe the Orlando Magic set him up and had him arrested. That's how much they hated Gil. I believe they set him up for this arrest. And they set it up so where you could see it look like they're pulling pounds out of his trunk. And this fool is speeding with fireworks down the expressway. And for them to get this excessive over that amount of fireworks, like he had bought almost the entire fireworks store, which is a crime. It's illegal to be traveling that fast and driving explosives in the back of the car. But for the amount of fireworks he had, it's considered to be an explosive. But they made it look as if they were pulling like metric tons of weed out of the car and stuff. And then they showing him being cuffed like that. That photo was everywhere. Then you fast forward to what's going on here with, Dillon Brooks. And Dillon Brooks didn't ever give the appearance of, that's his demeanor every time you see Dillon Brooks. He might seem high. I'm not saying he is or isn't, but I'm just saying he seemed like a chilled out
LeBron
dude.
have that exchange. There are people out there that say maybe you shouldn't do that with one of the better players in the game. What were you thinking?
I don't care. He's old. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that. I was expecting him to do that game 4, game 5. He wanted to say something when I got my 4th foul. He should have been saying that earlier on. But, I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
So that's what I'm saying. He talks like that all the time. So they might be listening to him and say, oh, this dude is high. That's what I'm saying. They're making an observation. He blew zeros and they were like, okay, we're taking you in. Right after he blow. And he said, I just want to know, what did I blow? You blew zeros. Just as I expected. If you expected him to blow zeros, then what the hell you have him blow for? Most times these people who do these things, they do it off the whim of, oh, this is the best thing going. Oh, it ain't gonna get no better than this. I never looked at it as that. Oh, of course not. They never understood how all of it was going to backfire on them. He said calling somebody old is diabolical. No age shaming. Hey, he just telling it like it is with Brian. Y'all holding on to that bum who should be sitting his butt down somewhere. He the one messing up the game because he won't get out the way. They was like, man, why can't this dude just leave? Now he's finna force Bryce into the league next season. So he can have Bryce, Bronny, and himself on the floor for his final year. So Bryce rejected the red shirt. I have no idea. If the Lakers sign Bryce, I'm gonna be looking at the new ownership. Yeah, it's like, look, dude, go to another team. Because I don't think Luka want to go through another year playing with LeBron or JJ Redick. It's like, look, take JJ Redick, Bronny, and Bryce, trade them to the Cleveland Cavaliers or somebody over there. Send them to Sacramento. Nobody cares what happens over there anyway. Send them over there. That's the Lakers dump site anyway, so just dump them over there. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get into those situations. These people will trail you. They got Donovan McNabb. Arizona did that. They was really disrespectful with him. And this Donovan McNabb. They don't care. All they see is a Negro. Oh, yeah. Remember that video with Dillon Brooks? Was talking about
Because that squad that we had in Memphis, we could have been already like on the OKC wave.
That's
Like
true.
actually, OKC was on our wave. Like all that stuff that we're doing, like that's what we were doing from time. They just copied it.
Damn,
Like,
stole the flow.
Try to steal our whole shit. Like like all like the after the game when you're doing like your walk off thing and the whole team will come and like big you up.
Y'all were doing that.
We were doing that first.
And they did steal that.
Yeah. We had the walkout dance.
Yeah.
We started down then like even like before like the beginning of the game when we would all like dance in the middle and like do all different shit.
Yeah.
They stole that too.
there you go. Now, for some reason, this interview has been removed. In that same interview with that guy, these podcasters, right? Which I don't know why they ask dangerous questions. Why they on vacation somewhere in the off season. This guy asked him and said, "Oh, this dude smokes. He's a smoker." He said that about Dillon Brooks. And I remember when he said that, and I was on a live stream, and I was like, oh, no. Why would you air somebody out like that? It was like, dude. And he was like, only in the offseason. And he was like, oh, Dillon Brooks is like only in the offseason. That puts you on alert. That could have been the NBA setting you up. Kevin Durant, you think KD gonna get tested? You think the NBA gonna allow them to pull over Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant played in Phoenix. Did they ever pull KD over? Hell, I don't even think KD been tested. And in my opinion, that boy stay fried. I mean, half baked, no, full baked. That boy is fully baked 24 hours a day. Man, his gums is blacker than his lips and gums is blacker than my balls. That boy, I swear. That dude ain't no damn way you tell me KD ain't high every night. I'm telling you that's how it is. 100%. He's like, I'm telling you, I live here. The whole team is high as gas prices. That's what I'm like, look. What's up, Chris G? I ain't seen Chris G in a minute, yo. What's good? Oh, yeah. Don't forget to join the membership. The Cash App is Carceno, Karceno. Now you know. Well, when you see people make their observations in this game, in this circle, you're gonna start. No. Oh, hell no. You gotta understand, man. When you start seeing this thing play out and you start seeing how everybody move, there's no more loyalty. Guys are dry snitching on people. They're doing all of this stuff that just don't make any sense. In other words, right? So we see it move in a certain type of way, right? With a type of flow, type of energy. You just want it to all be kind of respectful, or to at least get to a certain point where it all kind of makes sense in the end. But at the end of the day, when you start seeing other characters get involved in a situation that it don't even involve them, they got no business being in it. Right. Dillon Brooks getting arrested is a cautionary tale. The league and the team don't take care of it. But look at the end of the day, the end results. He's got to go through the humiliation. He's got sponsorship deals he might be losing because of it. And now when you tag Dillon Brooks, all you're going to see is the arrest. You be like, oh, man, Dillon Brooks had 14 today. Let me type in Dillon Brooks. They see, now that goes through. He the headache of the league. Beef stew got in a fight with an NBA basketball player in the tunnel. He got arrested. Where did he get arrested? Phoenix, Arizona. You getting the correlation now of what the problem really is? Over excessive when it comes to black men doing stuff. He knocked out Drew Eubanks, a white man, and that was it. That was his punishment. You knocked out a white man. Any other players, they get in a scuffle in the locker room, that stays in the locker room. That stays backstage. It never makes its way to the front of the stage. Of course, today was the funeral for Jesse Jackson, Senior, the Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Senior. So the celebration of life, that was going to mean a lot more than what most of these cornballs had to think, to think of to say. Well, you got to understand, when you start seeing a situation that continuously go left, what you gonna do? I'm not gonna say it's all them for pulling you. If you gotta know your situation, if I'm in Arizona, I know I ain't finna get towed up. If I get drunk, I'm getting Uber. I ain't driving. I'm not gonna be around anybody smoking weed in Arizona. I am not doing anything in no Scottsdale, Gilbert. You gotta know how it moves. Yes, I used to have a girl in Gilbert. Met her in Vegas. She lived in Gilbert. I mean, come on. When you look at come on now, be serious. Look at the real scale of it. And then you start to make up your mind and say what it truly is. Yeah, well, my thing is look at the scenarios for what they truly are. Absolutely not. Y'all believe that. But then again, right, he's arrested for suspicion. Remember, he blew zeros. So he wasn't under the influence of alcohol. They knew that. They got him for the suspicion because they smelled marijuana. So now they wanted to do blood tests. He was like, blood? You want to take my blood? Man, look, I need a phone call. I'd have been like that too. That's like when does the cops start taking people's blood? I've been like, you tripping. He's following behind somebody. He's like, I'm following behind somebody. They was like, well, you're driving erratic. How am I driving erratic and I'm following behind somebody? You pulled me over, got behind me, I'm following another car. Yes, during this arrest video, the guy wanted to take his blood. He says, we want to take 2 vials of your blood. And he said, take 2 vials of my blood? Oh, I need a phone call. Like, this is finna... Yeah, this is going to another level. That's funny. Man, once he said, I'm finna take my blood, I've never seen him say that to anybody white. We need to take your blood at the station. Hell no. Next thing you know, your blood gonna be at a goddamn crime scene. Well, we found blood there and it matches a former NBA player, Dillon Brooks. Get me the phone call. Taking my blood. Hell no, you ain't getting my blood. I never would agree with like what he's looking like, Jason Tatum on the sideline. He doesn't look ready to play. I just think that's just a problem off in itself. He doesn't look ready to play. But this is, Peacock, NBC. Yeah, they want to push this. Believe me, NBC want to go back to the Boston, the Lakers. They want to get back to those days. They want to roll this clock back. But I'm like, Boston was never nothing during your days. Boston was at the tail end of it when NBC took over. Y'all had the Bulls. Jordan and the Bulls. Well, against Jason Tatum, what I would do is if he ever drove to the basket, I'm knocking his ass out. I'm knocking him right out of the sky. Oh, well, he's definitely not Jason Tatum of old. It's clear. Oh, 100%, man. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's it. That's all. Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm watching my games. I got my bets going in. Yeah. Well, see me on the Patreon.